The ancient city of Conimbriga is the largest Roman settlement in Portugal, as well as the best preserved and well worth visiting. The city walls are largely intact, and the mosaic floors and foundations of many houses and public buildings remain. So how does it work then? What are these then?
This is basically just a false floor in which the heat, there's a fire that will be set up over there, and the heat will just travel along here.
Where would the fire be? Underneath the floor?
Yep. Go.
This is a hilltop bathing complex, and as you can see, there are bricks around the hot tub here. So when the hot tub is heated, the bricks will help keep the water warm.
And you thought the Americans had invented the hot tub? Ha! Good morning. Welcome to Conimbriga. Over here, I present you the sauna. Dating back to the very first century, they would have workers, possibly even slaves, building a fire underneath inside this vaulted area, which would have a floor right over it, and people would be sitting on top and getting a nice heated floor, and lots of water and lots of steam rising up and everything. It would have been a very pleasant experience, except I wouldn't want to live that time. And this area over here would be the change area, probably just resting area. It would also be heated, probably not to the same extent as the sauna, but as you can see, all those little pillars, they'll be supporting a concrete, at that time the concrete product that they used, and it would be in a very nice heated environment.
Like many archaeological sites, Conimbriga was built in layers. Some of the earliest layers date back to the First Iron Age in the 9th century BC. The Romans arrived in the 2nd century AD, conquering the Celtic inhabitants and establishing a city that grew, flourished, and then fell victim to the invasions of Germanic tribes from the north, until Conimbriga's residents fled to nearby Coimbra in 468.
Even back in the 1st century, people were concerned about their well-being, and right off the start, people started heating up their homes. This is a very fine example of how they came about it. They built a false floor and just lit fires underneath that floor, therefore radiating the heat through the floor, because it would have been a concrete and stone product, and that product would just heat up the whole floor, the whole environment, made it very, very comfortable. Right now we're standing above the aqueduct that fed the whole city. It's fairly large.
The aqueduct flowed into tanks, and these tanks then distributed the water to the city.
Man-made floor.
This is probably a sewage line.
walking through the old Roman road.
Right over my head is the aqueduct. It spans about 3 kilometers going back to a hilltop that way, and leads into the forum area in that direction and the swimming pool. This is where all the water came into the village, and I lost my words.
This 3rd century dwelling is considered one of the most spacious in all the Western Roman Empire. It was owned by a merchant called Conimbriga. The bedrooms were designed around an open court. Also included in this opulent residence is a refined heating system, a private bathing compound, decorative pools, and gardens. Known as the House of the Fountains, this house was constructed in the early 1st century AD. The mosaics illustrate various mythological themes as well as scenes from hunting and daily life.